Hi, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Meet Medic podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Suresh Kawadka, and in today's episode, we are talking about sex hormone binding globulin, otherwise known as SHBG. Now, we're going to talk about SHBG, what it does, what it is, all the science behind it, and how you can improve your levels naturally. So, what is sex hormone binding globulin, and why is it important? Well, SHBG, or sex hormone binding globulin, is pretty much what the name suggests. It does what it says on the tin. It's a protein, so globulin is a protein that binds our sex hormones, primarily things like testosterone and estrogen. It helps to regulate the balance of these hormones in the body by controlling the amount of free or biologically active hormones which are available for the body to utilize. Now, you might think, well, surely just I want as low as possible because I want as much active hormones as possible. Well, not necessarily the case, no. Having the right balance of hormones is incredibly important. Now, we see this a lot in women, but it's definitely the case in men as well. If one thing is just out, it can cause a problem. So the balance is really important. Imbalanced SHBG levels can lead to various health issues like insulin resistance, metabolic syndrome, hormone-related conditions like PCOS, low testosterone, and so on and so forth. So I've got a few tips on how you can improve this naturally. Tip number 1, maintain a healthy diet. A well-balanced diet is crucial for maintaining optimal SHBG levels within the body. Now, the question is, what does a well-balanced diet mean? Now, of course, look, this is primarily a carnivore show, although we do talk low carb as well. Anyone on carnivore is not going to be eating fiber, but fiber can increase your SHBG levels. Now, this is important for some people if it's really low. Most people probably don't really want to be increasing their SHBG levels, to be honest, but look, some might want to. Whole grains can also increase SHBG levels. Again, I don't like that. I want mine to be relatively low. Vegetables can also increase SHBG levels. Consuming healthy fats like avocados, olives, and so on, this can also contribute to better SHBG levels, as can eating animal fats. Now, you'll notice there I said better, not bigger. We want the balance. We don't just necessarily want more. In fact, usually we want lower. Limiting processed foods and limiting sugars can also help to maintain that balance and lower your SHBG levels. Now, bearing in mind, pretty much everybody just has too high SHBG levels. I don't think I've ever met a patient who had too low SHBG, but theoretically it can happen. So tip number 2, exercise regularly. Regular exercise is a great way to improve your SHBG levels. Studies have shown that both aerobic and anaerobic resistance training can help to increase SHBG production. Now, that's interesting because for the most part, we generally want to decrease it. But really what we see here is the balance. This is the thing. It's not just necessarily increasing, it's the balance of the SHBG that's actually important. Now, most guidelines recommend around 150 minutes of moderate intensity exercise per week, or 75 minutes of vigorous exercise per week with at least 2 episodes of resistance training per week. Personally, I recommend all my patients do at least 3 episodes of resistance training per week, and ideally at least 10 minutes a day of cardio if possible. Okay, tip number 3, maintain a healthy weight. So reducing weight can improve your SHBG levels quite considerably. Excess body fat really is a problem, particularly if it's around your abdomen. And basically, reducing your body fat can improve your SHBG levels. Pretty simple and straightforward. Okay, tip number 4, manage your stress. Very, very important. Chronic stress definitely negatively impacts your SHBG levels. So looking at stress management options like things like deep breathing, regular exercise, yoga, Pilates, Tai Chi, meditation, all of these things can improve your SHBG levels. Okay, tip number 5, get enough sleep. So important. Sleep is our number 1 thing that we should be doing, yet it's also the number 1 thing that we give up and we sacrifice all the time. Getting proper sleep is crucial for good SHBG levels. Aim for around 7 to 9 hours of high quality sleep. And if you're struggling with your sleep, definitely check out my video on how to get the best sleep, my top 10 tips. Very, very good video. Number 6, limit your alcohol consumption. Again, for some people, this is easy. For others, it can be hard. Alcohol consumption negatively affects SHBG levels, and reducing it can definitely improve your balance. The CDC in America recommends that women have about 1 drink per day. Men should have no more than 2 drinks per day. Look, personally, I recommend just 0, basically alcohol. Occasionally, look, fine, that's not going to cause any problems. As I mentioned in another video on the carnivore Q&A, we don't have to live life super restrictive and horrible and taking out everything. But really, alcohol serves very little purpose for us. Social lubricant, other than that, pretty much nothing. So every once in a while, look, fine, no big deal, but keep it to a minimum. Tip number 7, consider supplements. Now, certain things like magnesium, zinc, vitamin D, these can definitely improve your SHBG levels and in turn improve your free hormone levels. I found a big consideration here, particularly my patients here in Australia, 2 things that really significantly helped improve SHBG levels. Number 1 is zinc supplementation. I mentioned zinc already. And number 2 is boron supplementation. Now, I know I spoke about boron in a lot of other videos, but it really has been a game changer for me personally and my patients. So I'm pretty much just going to keep saying it all the time. Boron is amazing. You can overdose on it, so don't go overboard. But anyone that's not on boron, honestly, you should check it out. It's amazing. Link in the description down below for the one that I use and also the zinc that I use occasionally as well. That's pretty much it for SHBG. It's pretty simple and straightforward. Improving your SHBG levels can naturally improve your hormone levels, particularly levels like testosterone and estrogen. Those are the main hormones that are going to just get sucked out basically by the SHBG. Very simple, very easy, how to improve your SHBG levels. Definitely check out the boron supplement on Amazon that I've linked in the description down below. Otherwise, thank you for watching. If you found this episode useful, hit the like button, share it to all your friends. Make sure you subscribe for more content. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next episode.